Okay, so today we're looking at Microsoft Visual Studio. Microsoft Visual Studio. Um, Microsoft Visual Studio is a software of Microsoft Corporation, and it has a very wonderful interface. It's used for different types of programming. It's used by software developers, web developers, full stack developers, those that write scripts, front end and back end programmers. So Microsoft Visual Studio has been existing for a very long time now, and it's something that I also encourage every young developer to use. Although there are other ways of programming, but what I use is Microsoft Visual Studio. So the software, you can download it. It's large anyway. What I'll be using for this tutorial is Visual Studio 2015. That's what I'll be using. So when you click on it, you start running the software. But me, I've already installed it on my system, so all I need to do is to go straight to the developer environment. So to get there, it's easy. Either you go to your start menu, press Visual Studio, or you hold your start button and press R. If you are looking for the start button, it's right here on your screen keyboard. You hold the start button and click on R. It comes up and type DENV, which means developer environment. You can see that the developer environment, and click on it and it opens. So it comes up with this interface, Microsoft Visual Studio. When it starts up, let's just wait a little while. The system is not as fast as others. Okay, so this is Visual Studio environment. When you start for the first time, to ask you the kind of work you would like to do with it. So, like me, I'm doing both web and desktop applications on it. So that's why I'm using it like this. So I'm using VB, C#, C++, ASP.NET, also XML on it. So it has different menus. You have a file, edit, view, debug, theme, tools, architecture, test, analyze, window, help, and all this has different functions. So this is a menu toolbox. So when you see your file, you can click on new project. You can see the shortcut there, Control plus Shift plus N. Either you do that or you just click on new project down there. Another way of doing that is also to just press the shortcut, which is Control Shift plus N. So you click on new project, then it opens a template that gives you varieties of choices that you can make depending on what you want to do. Okay, so we have choices of programming language, which is here. You have Visual C#, Visual Basic, C++, F#, SQL Server, TypeScript, Python, JavaScript. Then we have Game, that's Cocos 2D game engine. And we have Epic's game launcher, which is the Unreal Engine. Also Unity Unreal Engine, which is basically C#. This one is C++, I think. Yeah, C++ Visual Studio. Then we have Build Accelerator and different other types of projects. You can also check online if you're connected to the internet and see different types. So these are the programming languages. Each programming language has a specific type of program it can design with it. So on C# you can see the various programs. Here we have Windows 8 apps, Windows Forms application, WPF, which is Windows Presentation Foundation Client application. We have console applications, ASP.NET, web-based applications, which involves your MVC, your web APIs also. Then net framework, if you had gone through the basic operations course, we'll explain more about the net framework. So your net framework determines the kind of programs you would run on your system. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So the net framework determines the kind of program you run on your system, or the kind of features that you have. So there are different net frameworks, so it depends on kind of operating system you like to run your program. For now, if you are to design a program that will involve using a database like MySQL, it works only on net framework 4.6, which is available usually on Windows 10. If you have to run a program like that, you need net framework 4.6. But the other ones are good. Most programs are run with .NET framework 3.5. I will create a simple program. I click on this. For example, I just click on blank app in Universal Windows 8.1. I can just type in the program. Let's say, let's use something I will know. Command prompt. Okay. Then next thing I'll type is ZMD. Okay, now you see the difference between these two. So this is the name of the software, the project I'm doing, and this is the extension file. So this is like what the computer understands as the program. So for example, I'm creating a console program, and call it main console bot, something like this, for example. And I put the name WCB. So the WCB is what it will be identified as. So at the end of the day, I click OK and start creating the console bot. So wait a couple of minutes and it will come up. Alright, so this program is designed using C#. Okay, so this is how the interface would look like. If you're designing a program that has to do with forms or web, you would have tools in your toolbox. But because this is just a basic console program, we're not going to have tools. Everything's going to be scripted. Okay, so I'm going to be writing codes directly here. That's how it works on console programs. So you can see the functions and everything here. Right there. So you write all your codes in here. Okay. Alright. So when you are in your coding environment, you just write your codes. For example, console right line. It's a basic code for most language, and I write something like hello world. I put my semicolon. So with this, my program will run, but I have to, because of the IDE, I have to put something. If you notice something as I'm typing, it's underlining my codes. This is called IntelliSense. So Microsoft Visual Studio is built some intelligence in such a way that whenever you write your codes and they are not properly written, it will underline the wrong codes for you. So I could just put a read line here to hold on with my codes. Okay, so this is a basic C# program that displays hello world, for example. So on this other end, the right hand side of your screen, you see your solution, you can see console box. So if you would like to add files, both existing and non-existing files, new files, you add them here. You can see shortcut Ctrl Shift plus A, existing item Shift Alt and hit A. So you could use this to add items to your project. You could add Windows forms here, which comes with GUI. Okay, so this is a basic console program, and this is how it's gonna look like. So I'll go straight to your project. When you're done with your design, you would come here and publish your project. But before we do that, let's look at the project properties. It's on that project. So project properties. Okay. So right here, you could change your net framework. For example, you want an upgrade. You want to add new features to your program. You could increase it. Net framework here. You could also check the assembly information here, and you could put the description, the company name, your product name, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Then you could come here and change the icon of your program. Icon files are usually in .ico format, so that was used for your icons. Then okay, your resources, you add files here. You could just create and start adding files. Click on the forms. For your Windows Forms program, resources folder will already be available for you, but since this is a console program, you need to add it manually. So it comes in and click on adding files. Then you have your services, okay? You have your sign in. You want to put on your click once manifest, which creates a key for you. Then okay, that'll be all for now. You publish. When you want to publish your software, when you are done with your course, you click on publish under view, click on publish, and you specify how you want your software to be published, either on disk or on file transfer protocol. That's on the file server path on the website, or you want to put it. See, this is for the file server. You want to put it on your system, okay? So if I put it on my system, just browse the location. Let's say I'll put it on my D drive, for example. I click on my D drive, I click that, I click next. To ask me how will users install this application, I say click from the website. I'll provide the URL, okay, where to connect to, or the UNC paths, okay, that's still the file system, or from the serial, okay. You can decide how you want the file to be shared. Then you could also see the option of checking for updates, if the app will check for updates whenever the user opens it, and stuff like that, okay. So when you're done, click on finish and it's ready. So let's just debug the program and see how it comes out. So each language has a unique way of writing it, but all languages have similarities. That's the truth. So if you get hold of one language and converse with it, you are good with it. You're to write other languages easily. So you can see our program has come up with the hello world. Okay? That will be all for now. Thank you.